Hello, this is shiftyeyes again. Played a few games. This is one of the better ones. There's a lull in the beginning, so we're going to fast forward through this because not a whole lot interesting happens. Scout where he's at, of course, Terran. He's walling in, doing what Terran does. Um, I go 14 pull, 14 hatch. It's fairly safe, especially on this map. Um, you don't really have to worry too much about being rushed on this map, and it's such a good map to expand on. To me it is. So Terran's just up here hanging out. He's not doing a whole lot. He's building up his forces. He's getting a starport. So I haven't really scouted his base at all. I know where he's at. Let me drop this down a little bit. And one thing I did manage to remember to do in this game is I've got my Zerglings here at each watchtower, so I can see when he's pushing out. I've got this Overlord up here just in case he decides to go for a ninja expand, so I think he hasn't expanded because he didn't take his natural. That happens a lot to me sometimes. And here I'm going a lot of buildings. Hydralisk Den, Evolution Chamber. So I'm going to double pump upgrades. Got my Roach Warren, my layers up. And my plan with this, I haven't seen anything that he's shown me. I haven't seen Banshees, so I'm not too worried about getting attacked from the air. Let's put the production up. And he's slightly ahead in supply. And a lot of my supply is going now to drones. I don't have much of an army. So that's pretty much it right there. That's my army. I'm on this map especially. I rely on Spinecrawler defense to hold back any pushes and buy me enough time to produce the units that I need. See, he's got a small force coming up, and I'm working on roach speed. And back here I am getting spores. And I'm getting another spore here, and I believe I put spines next to them just to kind of help prevent and ward off any drops, because just 8 Marines up in your drone line, and that's if you're not in position, it's kind of hard to deal with, and you're going to lose a lot of drones. So now I started double pumping my upgrades. My plan is Roach Hydra, which works very well against gateway units if you're playing against Protoss, but it's marginally successful against Terran. But what I don't know yet is that he's getting a lot of Marauders, and Roaches are not good at all against Marauders, and they have a hard time staying alive long enough for the DPS from the Hydras to do anything. But since I didn't really scout what he has, I'm just basically going blind. Our supplies are still fairly equal, but I've got a lot more harvesters than he does, but he's got a much more powerful army. I believe my main is, I could use a few more drones here. See, he's getting the scan. He knows, he sees all these buildings up in here, so he knows what I've got. And he can pretty safely assume that I've already expanded. It's very standard for Zerg to fast expand, especially on a map like this. There's the Spinecrawler next to the spores. And we're at the 12-minute mark, so you would think that I would be seeing a drop by now. He's got a starport. He's making medevacs. Excuse me. And here, okay, he's pushing out now, and real quick you can see, I know he's coming. He's going to engage here. He vaporizes that Zergling. That's pretty funny. And so I know he's coming, and now I'm starting to make units. I'm actually making the wrong ones. That many Marauders, Zerglings is really what I should have made. I should have made a crap ton of Zerglings, because he's got 5 medevacs, so he can do quite a bit of healing. It's going to be very hard for me to break this down, but I can see exactly where he's at because he's on creep. And yeah, this is a bad engagement for me. This is terrible. I should pull back, get in the safety of my spines, and there we go. A little late. I took way too many losses, and now I'm making zerglings. Still making roaches. I should have quit making roaches. I should have cut roaches altogether. There's no point in me making those now. And I see almost nothing but marauders. Zerglings with hydras. Mutas would have been awesome because of course marauders can't shoot up, so that would have been wonderful. Let's see here. I'm still not really saturated at this base. Looks like I'm doing decently here. And I've managed to keep, usually at this point in the game I've got like 1200 mineral left, and I've managed to keep it down. It is pretty high though. Now I'm working on my level 2 ranged and carapace upgrades, and I'm getting overlord speed. Now what I was thinking with this is I was going to do a roach drop in his base. That's why I got that. And this is just a terrible, again, with nothing in front of the hydras as a meat shield, they fall very fast. And but I can still see what he has because he's on my creep, so I know he doesn't have a massive force. But what I'm assuming is behind all of this, he's expanding. So I'm assuming that he is taking his natural, which he is not. He has not taken his natural yet, which is very surprising. So we're gonna speed this up a little bit. Just kind of waiting here, and I'm rebuilding, and I'm waiting for a big push. I'm waiting for him to reinforce. I'm waiting for siege tanks. I don't see any. And slow it down. And he gets some of my units into just free kills. I should have put these on hold position, and I didn't. And while he's doing that, I'm gonna go to Hive, and I'm getting the Overlord carry upgrade because I'm still thinking about doing that drop. And now I've got these Zerglings, and between the Zerglings and the Roaches, my Hydras are staying alive long enough to do damage. I just don't have enough of them. And he's reinforcing with Marines. What is he doing? He's got 1, 2, 3 barracks. I don't even, does he have any upgrades? Yeah, he has +1 weapons, and I've got +2 armor and range. And there, see how it's a bad fight for him because he's fighting in range of my spines, and the Zerglings just get us around, and he can't even move out. So now all he has is these medevacs, and I make a ton more Zerglings because I'm expecting just nothing but marauders, and I don't have anything really to deal with that. Hydras without any kind of a meat shield don't last long enough to do anything. Queen's 150 energy, and oh, I got a macro hatch because since he was camping out here, I was having a hard time expanding, so I wanted a way to reinforce quickly, and also I tend to miss my injects, so this kind of helps make up. And now I'm getting this expansion over here, and he's meeting his force in the map, and I can see that he's meeting them. Let me put this in my point of view. Yeah, I can see he's meeting it because I have this watchtower. He has no idea I'm down here. He has no idea I can see him. And I see that how little he has, and so I'm expecting with that little that he's already expanded, and that's why I'm going to Hive. And I was considering getting ultras instead of the drops, but then again, Mass Marauder tends to melt ultras, so we shall see. So he's finally getting his natural, which is amazing to me that it's that long. And now the supply difference is really kicking in. He's at 67, I'm at 96, and we're gonna speed this up. It's kind of a slow period in the game here. So he's trying to start up his natural and get caught up. And now, hold on, it's 149 to 87. Now the supply discrepancy is getting bigger and bigger because he waited so long to expand. Ooh, I did not know about this. This I didn't know about. I didn't know he did this. So he had the same idea I did. That's funny. Oh, big battle. There we go. So the wings are surrounding them. He's got a lot more Marines than he does Marauders this time around. And now my roaches can come in and my Hydras are in the back and they're just melting everything. And so he's trying to pull back with what little he has. He's going to try and maintain at this choke most likely. And I'm a little worried about falling into a line of siege tanks. I haven't seen any mech yet, but it's very common for Terran to have like 1 or 2 tanks up here, and by the time you get in range to fight with them, there you're already melted. But I had no idea he had this going on here. I didn't continue to scout. That's always a big problem of mine, is scouting. But as soon as I broke his little contain on my creep, I expanded up here, started getting this going. I should have a drone transfer going up there pretty quickly. And now I've just got all these Hydras, you know, taking out his natural. But the supply is 149 to 18. He has nothing left now. I essentially starved him out. I don't know what all this is going on here. And he leaves the game. He waited so long to expand that it was by the time he did expand, it was way too late. And I think I had him beat on upgrades. And it is rare that I can last long enough to get that kind of a force out. This was pretty good on his part, this little expand over here. I wouldn't have ever seen it until I actually was wondering how is he still in the game if it went that far, but it didn't. He was already beat. Well, this has been Shifty Eyes. I hope you enjoyed this. I finally got a win. There was about 3 games before this where I was completely melted, but that was by like silver and gold players. I don't know why it put me up against them, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.